Hello. No, I didn't comb my hair. I got kind of excited, so I decided I better do this video right now, and so I will do the video right now. It's basically why everyone is wrong. I've been watching all these rather well-known people who have attained fame, and a while back I realized that attaining fame, which I did back in the 60s, is a very silly aim. And in point of fact, politically, the world will do much better if we get rid of fame entirely, and if we get rid of this kind of mindless denigration of the individual. These are some of these people are actually sort of conservative, but they do not seem to understand, or liberal, whatever. They do not seem to understand that individuals have souls, and therefore they are the ones who, by their mental activity, rule history. They make history. I'm trying to get to a point where the sun doesn't play havoc with this video. In any case, most of what is going on now has its roots not in any recent thing, not the university that we can blame. It's not the blame game. When you hear the blame game, whether it's done by people who think that they are beyond the established order, whatever that is, when you hear this blame game, run. If you want to blame anything for the problem that we have now, the problems that we have now, blame binary thinking, blame the philosophies, plural, that have essentially accepted the notion of dualism, and the notion of sort of two sides to everything, and we have to get these two sides. If the two sides are allowed to flourish, we'll have chaos. Yeah, well, I don't think so. I think what we are doing, what the world is doing, is actually moving in this century to where it needs to be. And the traumas that we're going through have to do with the fact that binary thought, this dualism, you can figure out its origins on the basis of your scholarly perception of philosophy and all that. But this binary notion, this violence accepting, injustice accepting, violent accepting, this binary heritage is being toppled, and is being toppled by individuals, and these are individuals who understand that probably the worst thing that could happen to any of us is to become known, is to become famous, is to become out there. Now, how can we be out there and not part of it all? But, go on Bill Maher or something like that. And be delighted if you got called. How can you avoid that? Well, as far as I'm concerned, you avoid it by avoiding it, by rejecting it. You don't reject these people. Some of your best allies, some of your best thinkers are out there doing it. Why should you have to be out there debating them? Let them do your work. That's what I think. I mean, people like Jordan Peterson and stuff like that. They do work for us, and us are people who think triadically. We think we don't think. We are already where we need to be. We know what needs to happen. We know how to create the political voices and all of that. We know all of it. It's not that we have a secret in our back pocket. No. How about ending violence? We can do that. How about some basic income? We can do that, and without it being a kind of horrible paternalism or a horrible whatever that will make people like Jordan Peterson ballistic. I don't know. I have no idea what he thinks of that. But basic income, some kind of floor for all human beings, that seems to me to be reasonable. And eco-sanity. Eco-sanity. That's enough. That's kind of what I'm for. So, I want to just simply say, yes, we're witnessing the collapse of religion. We know that. Why should we worry about it? It's not really grasping anyone in any essential sense, and most of what it has that grasped people in an essential sense already exists out there. Any one of us can access the one to whom Jesus prayed, if we want. Any one of us can go off and walk for a half hour a day and do a little bit meditating and allow a bit of thought to intrude into their minds. Anyone. It doesn't matter what their stupid label is. I don't even know what label I am. Who cares? And so this is my little screed or whatever. This is the equivalent of a rant. But unfortunately, I cannot be ill-natured. I have a hard time getting involved in the way that people like Jordan Peterson, Jungians, really. I mean, Jungians are weird. I am an Assagiolian. Roberto Assagioli was a contemporary of Freud and a contemporary of Jung, and he, better than either of them, understood that we have a higher self, what Jordan would call a soul. Yes, we do. We have a higher self, and we need to move in that direction. We do not need a Jungian ideology buttressing our every thought. I do not believe. In any case, binary thought, accept that analysis as being the principal basis on which patriarchy and all of these kind of not very good things have dominated the world, and give the world its due for progress, and give us due, give all people due for the good that actually is overcoming. the evil, because we're talking about a kind of zeitgeist that is already underway. We are already moving toward ethics and aesthetics in our daily lives. So I say we are moving very well. The alarmists are out there. They are in the dark web, and they're in the light web, or they're in the establishment and the non-establishment. And all of them need to lighten up and begin to look within themselves and to think for themselves. And that is the end of this little screed here.